This channel is all about changing your life. I focus on 5 F's to stay balanced or try to stay balanced. So, family and friends, finances, fitness, faith, and fun, because I don't have enough fun. So, 5 F's that I am focusing on in order to really create the life that I want to live. And I'm 50. It's about time that I start creating a life that matches my purpose and my goals. And as I was working on a couple of projects this weekend, another F started creeping in, and it's fear. And I'm saying and a lot. It's fear. Fear has helped me stay comfortable on the sidelines and play very small for most of my life. And this isn't the first time that fear has crept in. One of the most recent times was in 2019, where I had the opportunity to relocate to California for a job. I had been in New York City for 20 years and I loved it. I loved my community. I loved the pace. I loved my career. I love New York City. And I also had always wanted to be in the Bay Area. This opportunity was going to be life-changing for me and my family. But it also was going to be taking me away from a community that I loved, a pace that I adored, and I needed to figure out why I was so afraid to move to California. And while reflecting on that, I came up with a little phrase to help me move from fear to fire, to actually start moving again. And that's forget every artificial reason. It's so important for us to kind of assess the situation. And I have a feeling that there's a lot of us in this day and age who are really continuing to play small and to stay on the sidelines because of fear. So if fear is creeping in when you're trying to make a move, whether it's lacing up your tennis shoes to start walking again, or it's applying for a new job, if it's starting a new hobby, if it's writing that book you always wanted to write, if it's starting a podcast, if it's leaving a part of your identity behind so that you can become somebody new, let's figure out how we can assess the fear and learn how to forget every artificial reason so that you can change your life, you can pivot your life, and you can move on. So you've heard my acronym FEAR, F-E-A-R, forget every artificial reason, because a lot of the time that is what it is. It's artificial. It's manufactured by your past, by somebody else's opinion, by a voice in your head that's stuck on repeat. And we're going to shift that fear into fire to help inspire you to do something else. That's what I did. Maybe it'll work for you. I'm going to tell you the truth. This is not easy. It is not easy at all. I am a lawyer by trade. I am also an operations professional. I work on strategy. I do project management. All of those jobs have trained me to scan the horizon, to look for worst case scenarios, to come up with plans B and C, to de-risk a scenario. So when it comes to worst case scenario, I would win the Olympic gold. I can go there, I can go fast. And I also need to focus on, I am really great at coming up with steps to back us out of worst case scenario. I'm also trying to be very kind with myself and to say when I have a bold idea, I want to start something new, it's okay that my brain is sending up these little warning flares. What if I fail? What if I'm too cringe? Should I post that? Should I pick up that pen and start writing? Could I draw? What if I lose everything? Do I have to start over? I'm learning to pause and to start breaking that down. Like, why is the fear showing up? Right? Am I just uncomfortable? Why does my brain want me to stay safe? And what does safe actually mean? Is safe keeping me stuck? Is safe keeping me small? Safe is definitely not helping me feel fulfilled or purpose driven. So, what if just for a moment we stop reacting to fear like it is in charge? Like it is the blocker, it is the barrier, it will keep us safe, and instead start thinking of fear as that curious colleague who's asking us a question about why we're pausing, why we're not stopping, and what could we do in order to move forward. So let's think of fear as a check and not a stop sign. What if our fear is a little nudge to pause, to assess, and not slam on the brakes? It's just a yellow. Fear serves a purpose. It's preserved us for a long time. It gets our attention, but it shouldn't be the final word. When fear shows up, first start by asking, is it real? Is it real? What's going to happen? Like, am I actually creating an excuse? Am I feeling something that I should consider? Is it old programming that's just on repeat? Like, what is going on? And is it real or is it a response from something in my past? I've been asking myself 3 questions as fear has been percolating up. And maybe those questions will help you kind of unlock your pause and help you progress on your pivot. So the first question is, what is the actual risk? Like, what's going to happen? Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, whatever that fear is, write it down, and then start writing the next steps or descriptors around that. And make sure that it's a real risk and it's not an emotional response. I want to know what is actually at stake if we move forward. I also want you to ask a friend, what would you do in my shoes? Hey, I want to talk about something. Thinking about writing a book. And every time I start writing, I put it aside because I don't know if I can do it. Right? We are such good cheerleaders for other people, and we don't champion ourselves enough. So I want you to reach out to a trusted friend and just bounce your idea off of them and see what they do. The second one is to take a small step, take an action. You don't need to write the book in a weekend, but you can start writing the outline. You can write one really great sentence and call it a day. We don't need to leap in. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Just dip your toe in the water. Just try. I also want you to not pretend that fear isn't there. Fear's there. And there might be great reasons for it. But make sure they're not artificial reasons that are allowing you to not pursue what you want to pursue. And what if fear isn't just about risk and the things that could go wrong? What if fear is a signal that you're onto something? What if that fear is letting you know that it's important. Because if it wasn't important to you, you wouldn't be scared. If it didn't matter or if it didn't carry potential, your brain wouldn't be starting to panic. I don't know if it's going to work. Just start trying. One small step, toe in the water. Pick up the pen, lace up your shoes, get started. Fear says this could go wrong. And courage says this might work. So how do we get started? How do we actually put our toe in the water? It sucks sometimes. Inertia is easy. It's easy to be on the sidelines. It's easy to be safe. It's so easy to stay on the sidelines. But you have to get started and you have to do it scared. You can do it slow. You can start slowly. You can start scared. Start with a prayer. Start with a breath. Start with a pen. Start with a voice text. Just get started. And as you get started, kind of put on repeat when that tiny little nagging voice starts saying, I don't know. Ask yourself. And keep reminding yourself when that nagging voice and that noise comes up to tell you to start playing safe, to forget every artificial reason. Forget it. Forget the lies, forget the noise. Focus on the truth. You're not stuck. You're not alone. You're not done. You're just pivoting.